Got to get back over there.
Good morning. Welcome Commissioners Court, March 24th. We have a full quorum present. Can you certify the meeting was properly posted? If you'll please rise for prayer and pledges. James Ray.
Thank you for your presence. Father, that you may guide these gentlemen in the direction that you would have them go. Father, may they listen to you and may we always go the way you want us to. Father, we love you and thank you, and we thank you for Walker County and each person that works in Walker County. Father, what a family we've become. Father, we ask, Lord, as in 2 Timothy 2:15, in the NIV version, it says, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, and who correctly handles the word of truth. Father, your Bible teaches us that Jesus is truth. Father, may we all have a relationship with him, and may we let him lead us and guide us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
We have 21 items on the consent agenda. I need a full number of citizens. I didn't have any citizens input. Anybody? Thank you for correcting that. Consent agenda has 21 items. I need to pull number 14.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, removing number.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried. Number 14, approved proclamation 2025-44, declaring March 2025 as American Red Cross Month. That'll be my motion. Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion approved.
Yeah, Brandon was loudest.
Yeah. All right. American Red Cross Month, 2025, proclamation 2025-44. This March, we celebrate American Red Cross Month by recognizing the compassionate acts of people in Walker County and by renewing our commitment to lead a helping hand to our neighbors in need. Since Claire Barton founded the American Red Cross more than 140 years ago, generation after generation has stepped up to deliver relief and care across our country and around the world, bringing out the best of humanity in times of crisis. Advancing this noble mission, the volunteers and supporters who now give back through the Coastal Plains chapter remain unwavering in their commitment to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of today's emergencies. This voluntary and generous contribution shines as a beacon of hope in people's darkest hours, whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort during disaster, providing critical blood donations for hospital patients, supporting service members, veterans and their families, saving lives with first aid, CPR, AED, and other skills, or delivering international aid and reconnecting loved ones separated by global crisis. This work to uplift our community is truly made possible by those who selflessly answer the call to help, whenever and wherever it's needed. We hereby recognize this month of March in honor of their remarkable service, and we ask everyone to join in their commitment to care for one another. Now, therefore, the Commissioners Court of Walker County does hereby proclaim March 2025 as Red Cross Month. I encourage all citizens of Walker County to reach out and support its humanitarian mission.
It's the blue one, right?
The blue one, yes, sir. Sir, if you want to come up, grab a picture.
Gary didn't got a blue stamp.
Yeah, so official.
We blew all the way.
Morning, how are you?
Morning, everybody. Really appreciate what y'all do for us.
Oh, yeah, so. We appreciate the partnership.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, y'all want to turn around so he can take a picture of you?
Hey, sir, you want to hold it?
All right, everybody right here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
Move on to number 22, discuss and take action on resolution 2025-46, authorizing the 12th and 278th district judge to apply for tech share indigent defense grant. That'll be my motion.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 23, discuss and take action to reclassify sheriff's office IT to SOIT system administrator to group 116. Chief?
I know he's out there. He was out there. You up, chief?
Morning.
Crowded in there.
You just want to sit up front.
I did not.
I don't blame you.
Kind of bring y'all up to speed how I got here while I'm before y'all today. Our IT person had resigned after 7.5 years, moved on. I'd spoken to getting ready to post the job, had spoken to, with the treasurer's office and had realized that the pay that I was going to be able to post was way under what the current position was already being paid. And as part of the salary survey, that post was being paid more than what the market value was. It would be brought back down to that when the position opened up and everything. So in doing so, I got to look in and ask for the job descriptions from the other IT. And basically, when I was looking at that, it was the role that position was doing out there, in my opinion, bit more of a the IT systems administrator. The person I had is running, managing 20+ systems out there. So then I came and wanted before the court wanting to change the title from IT support person, I think is what the official was to an IT systems administrator for the sheriff's office. And in doing that, I'm asking for it to change to the market price of that, which would be a difference of $24,472.10. Because already was the current pay was $62,335.23 when the person left. So that's the difference in the price, and I'm asking for it to be reclassified. And the 24,000, I've got that money in my budget already. Got positions I haven't paid, that I haven't filled in 1.5 years. So I know that the remaining this budget year, I could use those funds. And
Yeah, that's benefits and all, chief. Is that?
yes, sir, that includes benefits
Broke
and
down on the back page.
Okay.
the Quincy got me. Includes retirement, social security, unemployment, medical for the 24,472.
I don't really have an issue with it because you need to get somebody qualified out there to be able to help you with your systems, and that kind of what the jail runs on is that nowadays, right?
Yes, sir. Currently the jail's running on everything. Person I had, basically, if y'all remember back, person I had out there identified the problems that we had to come ask COVID for and redo the whole system at the jail. That was all identified by them. We were having hard drives failing right and left.
In this position, I mean, we're putting it under the SO, not under IT, right? That which, okay,
That's where it's been.
okay, so been under the SO,
Sheriff's office.
okay.
So is a position not under IT?
No, it's under the sheriff's office.
Used to be, we moved it several years ago.
I knew we moved it out there, but I thought they still worked under IT.
So you would cover it now up till
You
budget
just need
time,
budget.
and then in new budget, we would.
But when we funded that budget, Patricia, I'm gonna look at you on this. When we funded that budget,
He was over market up, significantly over market. We didn't just put market in there. We put what his salary was going to be, right? So salary's already allocated to that. So that's really won't really be a hit. Now, just carry the same number forward.
The salary was at 62,335.
We're already paying whatever, Dylan,
Yeah.
X amount of dollars in our tax rate.
62.
So if we're replacing them with the same salary, it doesn't cost us anything. It shouldn't hit a budget either or in budget.
The 62 to 82 is.
He's overpaid for the position. We're just equaling the position to what the salary is.
Yeah, you're still, okay, yeah, well, it depends, I mean, but the position will have to be funded at the 82.
It's funded now at Dylan. Does Dylan make this?
No, he's funded now at the 62,335.23. So
So what's
My
the market
request-
on the one that you're asking for?
$82,322,
Okay, so we still got to fund it at 82 then.
which is a difference of 24,000 is what I'm coming.
I got you.
for.
Okay, all right.
Well, and I know we had talked,
Yeah,
Tricia,
me too.
refresh my memory. We had said, that we wouldn't, I guess probably wouldn't do this, but this is kind of a different circumstance.
Well, you're moving a
Because
position.
you're moving a position, but we wouldn't take money from another position to fund another one. But at this point, you've got the money, chief, and like I said, you don't foresee filling the positions, all of them anyhow.
Yeah, if I understand correctly, he's got a current position at a current job classification
Right.
budgeted at a certain amount that's currently over midpoint.
Yes.
What he's asking for is to hire that position at a different job title, different pay scale that will require even additional funds more than what was budgeted for the previous employee.
And not keep that position. We're moving it to another spot.
Right, it's a
Okay.
reclassification, will be more money, but have to be budgeted both this year and then built into the tax rate, the supplemental amount.
And the reason being, when I look at the job descriptions that were on file, the position of the sheriff's office IT person matched this systems administrator more than it did the current position that it was in.
Dan, is this your number 2 position that he's asking for?
Correct.
You got anything, Dan?
Yes, sir. Short answer is I'm not in support of this move at this time. To be honest, I'd recommend that Commissioners Court give IT, the opportunity to have an IT committee meeting or further discussions with Commissioners Court on either making this change or possibly reconsolidating all IT under the IT department. And that's my short answer.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm to the point, I think they need their own person out there because they need to be there 100% of the time.
This person that has currently have been there in the past, he's been on call 24/7.
Right. Yeah.
He's answered phone calls on Christmas Day of deputies not being able to get in access into their laptops and the computer. Many times he's gone with detectives to places to help because he's IT related, help them get video from stores that the store manager didn't even know how to download.
Yeah, he's more than just around the shop, what you're saying.
Monday through Friday, it's not a Monday through Friday position because we're 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
That your-
My motion is to approve it with you paying it this year and bring it to budget.
I'll
Yes,
second
sir.
that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Thank you.
24, discuss and take action on prepayment of data cards for 12 months upon activation body cams from SB 22 funds. That'll be my motion.
Yes, sir. I was advised that I needed to bring this back to the board in order to prepay because of the grant. Wanting to prepay it for the 12 months of use so that at the end of the cycle that we can report it's out, it's encumbered and stuff. So the motions before y'all that we buy.
Second.
Nope.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries.
Ken, this was the 2,250 due right now? Or are you doing the whole 7,000 up front
For the,
for the
Air cards,
air
the
cards?
prepayment.
The prepayment.
we're gonna, I'd like to pay for 12 months all up
Yeah.
front with it.
So that'd be this,
They're 23,000 and
It was right under 24.
roughly 24,000.
I'm looking at it wrong, or I'm looking at the wrong stuff, one or two. Okay, never mind.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
25, discuss and take action on upgrade to Orion damage assessment tool to include disaster case management, mass care module, and search and rescue modules to be paid from budgeted funds.
Morning, Butch.
Well,
Hey, Butch.
Y'all,
We good? How about you?
pretty good. I want to upgrade the Orion system. We're having to do, when we shelter, we're having to do, paper, restoration. This will be all computerized. We can keep it more confidential. Won't be out. We can get it and use it. And then, I want to add the search and rescue to the Orion that will help us do rescues and searches like in spring flood. And I have the money in budget to pay. They prorated it for this year. I have money in my budget I can pay this year. Will be at budget time asking for additional money, which will, my Orion note is 4,000. This will bring it up to 7,000. I'll be asking for additional 3,000 at budget time.
you were what I was looking at just a minute ago. I got my numbers. up.
You looking at Butch?
Yeah, well, that's a good program. I mean, it's definitely helped us.
Yeah.
Immensely. So, that'd be my motion.
Second that motion.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries.
Thank you, Butch.
Y'all.
26, discuss and take action on proceeding with requisition for outfitting of EMS Tahoe to Parkway Chevrolet Fleet Service in the amount of $14,174.38 as approved in fiscal year 2025 budget,
Morning, Rachel.
with additional funds of outfitting of $148.38 and graphics to be utilized from current EMS budget.
So, since budget time, since we are approved for our additional like supervisor vehicle and the upfitting, the price of everything has gone up. So I'd like to move forward with the upfitting through Parkway Chevrolet, who did it. That's who we used last year. But I'm sure the $1,148.38 plus whatever the graphics is gonna be. We do not use them for graphics. We'd rather use on-site. Still waiting on a quote from them, but Parkway didn't do a great job on the graphics. We don't have a great though.
They didn't do a good job, is that what you said?
They did a great job at the upfitting, but not
the
the
graphics.
contracted the graphics out to another company and they work, but we're not super happy with them.
So you need $1,200.
Yes, and then plus the cost of graphics. Still waiting on that quote, probably two to 3,000. I wouldn't expect it to be any more than that. Last year, I think we paid 1,500 for our graphics.
So you need the 1148 plus another amount.
Come back when you get that quote.
I mean, we can go ahead and approve this one, I guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you bring that other quote
Ms.
back.
Allen?
Can we say with the vendor contingent upon their part of a tips or a buy board or some contract that we're authorized to buy in?
Erica was working on it for us, so.
You back there? Nope, she's not back there.
Okay, if she said it was.
Yeah,
but
she
we need
said
to-
it was fine.
yeah.
She said, like she's.
Okay.
It was online.
Okay, so we need, I guess we'll make the motion to approve the upfitting funds of $1,148
$14,000.
plus 14,000.
No, we're doing 14,174. We're asking for that
Yeah,
approval.
that's-
She doesn't
Oh, I was
have a
looking at
quote
the
on the. rail.
Okay. Okay, $14,174.38.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand.
And you'll bring the other back to us.
Motion approved. 27, discuss and take action on additional funds for part-time civil deputy project by Constable Precinct 2.
Constable?
Okay,
Put together a little short packet. Basically, I'm here after we discussed this at the beginning of the fiscal year. I've gotten through more than half of it already. still need to get, keep him working until the end of this fiscal. These are gonna be my busy months as far as commitments and this and that. What I broke down here is his activities. I keep most of the daily status within our CAD program that we have in our cards. And I put in a short graph, kind of show his balance between going from door to door, basically doing civil and very minute other calls. And the only focus civil papers mainly for constable central. I do all the JP papers and all the JP writs. I handle all that.
You take care of your constitutional duties.
That's it. I also went through with payroll, helped me out with showing the numbers and showing the actual days and hours worked I have on that second
page.
And you know that the hours are just, they can vary. And it worked from 4 hours to longer.
It was 8821.
I changed his numbers because actually on the radio, it started getting confusing. Apparently deputy constables are confused. Yeah, everybody has a 1 at the end of the number, so I made him 8820. If you notice towards the end, but that's still how the reports still run. Same person.
Oh, okay.
So
So this is all.
yeah, that's all one officer. And the last 2 pages is some reporting for totals out of Constable Central and then totals out of my JP court. And that's the stuff that I handle on top of that.
Okay.
Look like he's been busy.
Yes, it helps a lot. It's working for me. So
And you're
I want to
on,
keep it going.
where are you at on the, you've already spent?
4970.
Yeah.
4970.
Hits my budget is about $8,600.
And the rest of it's
Rest of it's
Withholdings.
withholdings and Patricia explained it all to me when we went through it.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking for a nice round number of 10 grand to do the same thing for the rest of the year, because I'm 6 months in.
so you could get by
Yeah.
with if we went with another 10, that would get you through the end of the
Yes.
year.
It will. If
So
you
we,
notice on the work habit, some months he can do more, some months he doesn't. That's just fill at his, because he's employed.
Yeah.
So I use him when I can.
So Patricia, would you want us to do like a lump 10 or let him just run up to 10, move money over as you need it, or how would you want us to word it?
I would just, recommend funding, 10,000 from contingent. If it doesn't spend it, it'll roll into the budget.
Just roll back in. Okay. You got
that
it.
sound like my motion.
Sounds good. I'll second.
Just made my motion for me.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand.
Good job, Kane. Thank you.
Motion carries. 28, discuss and take action on changing policy 4.03 minimum wage, overtime pay, and comp time number 14.
I was asked about this policy, so bring it for y'all's discussion, policy on overtime. We have 5 departments that get paid overtime, when they work. If they choose, they can tell us and they will book that time versus getting paid. One of the road and bridges is looking to see if you would like to increase the cap from 40 hours to 80 or 100.
I know I called and visited with you about this, Amy, the other day, and the other departments. One of them was 48, right?
Yes, EMS is 48. Dispatch and the sheriff's department and jail are 40,
Everybody else is 40, but yeah,
because they work 24-hour shifts, so just there's.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to do when everybody's on 40. I mean, it's just, I let Brandon explain it to me. It's his deal anyway, so.
Just got an aging crew and they're very good workers and they're aging. That means doctor visits. That
Yeah.
means several surgeries. I've got one with cancer and they need some more time to book on the deal. And that's why I asked Amy to research this and bring it up. I need to help my employees is what I'm after. And that's why I brought it up and wanted to move it where they put a little more time on the books because they're, great employees.
I guess my question, and I think I know the answer, but I want to know for sure. All right, if they quit, we have to pay them for comp time, right? So if we had to do this for the entire county, that would be a liability for us.
And that's why we put the cap, on these,
Yeah.
because
Years
it's been
ago.
years ago that we
Yeah.
paid off all the balances to get it back under control.
Yeah.
So it would really, I mean, if you changed it, you could just change the one, like for the road and bridge, not have to change the others. You can change them all, it's your policy, you can do, you can change it.
I think what I would say is it's a budget time discussion. And then I would probably want to see like some sort of a fiscal impact
Or what it would
countywide.
affect us
So
doing.
we can put a
I
dollar.
know, like I said, years ago, many years ago, we got us about,
Yeah.
you know,
It
and,
wasn't capped,
We-
wasn't it like,
well, everybody else is capped at 240 right now. Comp time. But
Before?
road and bridge, EMS, sheriff's department is all capped at 40 because we were the problems. Well, actually, the sheriff's department was the problems because we were getting guys that were working overtime to pay for guys that were taking off comp.
Yeah.
And it got to be ballooned. And of course, you know, I mean, obviously there wasn't nothing they could do about it either, you know, I mean,
sure,
the only question I got, I know a couple of my guys are capped at the 40 hours. They're pretty close. Is anybody else saying it?
There's two,
Just two?
and they're both yours.
My two? Okay. So we're already paying everybody, right?
Yeah, and I think it might be, I mean, if you can get to budget, maybe it'd be a bit better discussion at budget time.
I think it's
And see if we can fund it or not.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way
Yeah,
we pick a particular department and, hey, we're gonna change y'all's. It'll be, so,
And sadly, I mean, I understand we want to help them best we can. I mean, and I know we had one that fell through a roof and I'd love to been able to help him with what he asked us and we couldn't do it. I mean, at that time, we could not do that.
Yeah.
And that still hurts me down low,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
his life has changed forever.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
it seemed like, and this is going from memory, when we got in the bind,
Yeah.
that was people that had 1,000 hours,
Yeah.
800, 500
Yeah.
hours on the books.
That was before me. I don't remember. all
Right, and that's just because I've been here for 21
that. Yeah,
years.
you've been there forever.
As long as him.
But I remember, and I wasn't here either. I mean, I was
Yeah.
here, but I wasn't involved in it.
Going from 40 to 80 to help those guys and help the whole county. When we've got two that are maxed out in the entire county, I just don't see that being as far a reach. Now, if we were going to move it to 1,000,
Yeah.
I'd be jumping up, down, screaming and hollering.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
need to,
guess my deal is everybody's already opting to take the money, I guess. So is what I'm getting.
yeah.
You know, I mean, so I know when I was an employee, I always kept mine capped out because I would take off and go do something else, you know?
And these two guys normally run theirs up real high. It's
Yeah.
just, they're struggling.
They're
this year.
struggling.
I mean, they burn all their time to where they're down to, and these are my guys before they got sick had, kept lots of time on.
Yeah, yeah.
Not my
Well, and
burn it guys. These
Yeah.
are,
and it don't take long when you get sick to, so. why-
Yeah,
eat
I
it up.
just, I can't do one department and not look at all of
I
them.
agree.
You know, if we can fund it and not kill us or something, that's something we can look at budget. It's kind of where I'm at on it. And I mean, I ain't saying I'm against it, but I need to look at the numbers,
Some more.
you know, so.
Yeah.
So if we can get the budget, just let them hold on with, maybe we can do something at budget.
We're gonna pass on board 28.
thank you, Amy.
Thank you. You got another one?
Yep. 29, discuss and take action on renewing Sage HRMS subscription early and upgrade.
And I've got my new HMRS payroll system in April of 21. The current version that we're on, they are no longer gonna provide upgrades to it. They haven't announced the end of life yet, but it is coming. So they gave me a couple packages to look at. A package to look at. We paid $14,000, actually we paid $13,000 in October when we renewed. The renewal is 10% every year. So this October is gonna be $14,500. We're on the perpetual plan. This would take it to the premium package. With the premium package is where they're gonna focus on all of their upgrades. They're looking at going to the cloud version, going to a a web-based, so if I needed to run a report, look at something where I wasn't in the office, I have that capabilities of using a phone, a laptop to be able to get into it as well. If we renew before April 1st, we get a loyalty discount of 27%, so it would save that $5,199. We've already paid this year's package through October. So they would prorate the difference and give that back to me. They can't give me an exact total because it's based per day. But last week when she ran it, it was around 6,500 that we would get back. So we would take the 14,000 down to 7,000. That would replace my October renewal plus upgrade us to the premium package to where hopefully we'll get another 4 years out of that before I have to upgrade again.
They didn't give you no guarantee.
No guarantees.
No, why would they?
I don't know anybody that don't want to get paid, so.
I don't see we have much choice.
It sounds like to a motion in a second.
Yeah, sound like y'all done made it.
Moving and saying all in favor, raise your right hand.
Where are we gonna get the money from, Mr.
Contingent.
We have project money budgeted from the payroll upgrade that we can use.
Thank you.
I didn't spend it all then, so they're gonna charge me now.
Okay.
There you go.
They're gonna get it one way or the other.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Amy.
Number 30, presentation and acceptance of annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2024, presented by Chris Pruitt, Patillo, Brown and Hill.
I just seen you at city council, I think.
Yep.
Uncircle.
Yeah, I'm on the loop, of the year. Yeah, completed the audit for the county, like take the report. Give us the opportunity to, service your auditors on. Also, like to thank all the officials that helped. In the preparation of these two documents, especially the county auditor's office. We have two documents. I'd like to say a few things about it, and answer any questions that you might have over either document or the audit process. In regards to the annual comprehensive financial report, it's divided into 5 categories: an introductory section, a financial section, a supplementary section, statistical section, a lot of sections. In that introductory section on page 17, you will find of a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting. This award was given out to last year's report. We feel that this year's report meets the criteria to receive the award again. It's my understanding they usually get awarded in September, October. My anticipation is they receive another award. In the financial section, page 21, you will find our independent audit report. This report states that the financial statement my responsibility as an auditor is to express an opinion on the financials. It's in the second paragraph. You receive what we call an unmodified opinion. It's also referred to as a clean opinion. It's the highest opinion I can give you. And it's basically saying that the financials are free of material misstatement. So highest opinion I can give you. The management discussion and analysis follows that on page 25. And I'm just pointing this out because it's a great place to go. We intend to pages and gain an understanding of the financials without actually diving into the numbers themselves. I always call them the cliff notes of the financial statements. Again, this is the responsibility of the county auditor to put together. We do check it, make sure that it agrees. But if you're going to gain an understanding without actually having all 180 pages, direction. Okay, the first question I always get to how we doing. Great. Response to that would be on page 40. Your unassigned fund balance. Your unassigned fund balance in the general fund is $11.3 billion, related to your yearly expenditures. You're around 37%. That's healthy, right where you need to be. I believe the county's policies are like 16, 37, so you're in health. The second question I always get, how we doing on the budget? That's on page 76. Okay, for the year, your revenue You took in $634,000 more than you anticipated. That's good. And your expenditures are gonna be all the way over on page 85. And you spent $8.3 million less than. So. You're in the black. You took $9.3 million more than you thought you would have in your budget. So again,
There's that pot of gold with.
you don't want to see any brackets. You guys are in pretty good shape.
You got in precinct two.
Oh, boy.
But you voted well.
The supplemental information, you've got a bunch of combining schedules and smaller funds. If you're looking for any information regarding, again, any smaller funds, I would refer you to this part of the report. Page 104. Oh, you know, there's a grant. 104. Remind this is the fourth part of the report is I believe that is on 150. Back here, revenue capacity, demographic and economic information. Now, these schedules are 10-year trend data. You'll see that it's unaudited, but that's just because we're presenting 10 years at once. We only audited them 1 year this year. We do look at all that information. All that has been audited. We just can't say it's been audited because we didn't do it this year. So there is some good information back there if you're looking for, you know, historical trends and some, again, all this financial information, debt information. So, okay, the last part of this report is your single audit section. The county received more than $750,000 of federal funding. So,
where are you at, Chris?
oh, I'm sorry, page 199. The single audit kicks in. You're required to look at your high-risk grants or large grant programs. Then we do additional testimony above and beyond what we normally would do in the course of an audit. So we're zeroing in on those grants and making sure you're in compliance. There's two reports that I have to give you. The first one's on page 199. This is what we call a government auditing standards letter. This letter discusses internal controls over financial reporting and compliance with various laws, grants, and regulations as it relates to the county. What does that mean? You know, these are the things that you normally think of when you think of an audit. We're looking at your, you know, computer password protection. We're looking at your controls over assets, such as cash or vehicles. I'm happy to say nothing came up during the audit that would cause us to believe that the financial statements would be incorrect. It's a clean bill, so it's a clean report. The second report is on page 201. It's very similar to the prior report that we're talking about in compliance, but this time it has to do only with the grants that we looked at and we did the additional test work on. In case you're curious, grants that we looked at for your federal grants, your disaster grant, the state grant is a persecution of prison crimes criminal grant. Nothing came up during the audit of those grants that would lead us to believe that you would be out of compliance that day. So, in regards to the letter, there's just certain things that I have to communicate with you as the auditor. I should put in a written letter rather than verbally going over all this stuff. I will say the letter discusses our responsibility as your auditor, compliance with ethics regarding independence. We don't get this considered prior to the audit. Like there's certain things we have to identify. We're not management and have standard letter. There are new accounting pronouncements using our field. They're coming in direction over the next few years. Those are on the final page. Takeaways would be, clean letter. 3 of them. So single audit's good. Compliance letter's good. My opinion, your fund balance is healthy. And your environment looks good. So I'd love to, stand on anything else if you got questions or answer any questions that we have.
I think I'm good.
The audit went well.
The graphic on page 15, it's not correct now. Does this reflect the year that this was published, or is it? Should
That would be
reflect what we have now?
Normally, it's as of this day.
Dan's working on
I'm
it.
sorry, not this day, September 30th.
We'll get an updated one. Those been out to it. Okay.
Have anything? You have anything?
Appreciate it, Chris.
Yeah, this is my far my favorite book.
Good read, some good stuff in there.
And again, we
Appreciate it.
He does, all this put together and keeping us straight. Look for it. Or
Keeping it all
trying anyhow.
straight.
He at least trying anyhow.
Don't have to keep these.
Yeah, she don't have to.
I stay
Yeah,
straight.
Yeah. You at the top of the list.
Thanks.
Anybody got anything else? All right, well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, 31, discuss and take action on
Presentation and acceptance. Do you want to make a motion for the
Move to
acceptance?
accept.
I'll second that.
moving, seconded, all in favor, say, raise your right hand. There you go. Passes. 31, discuss and take action on award of solicitation C 2360-25-015, fly ash lime blended lime. Good morning.
Brandon, you struck out again, didn't
No, I did all right. Got something better than our trap dog.
you?
You're welcome.
So looking at the bid tabulation, there. For the primary delivery, it's gonna be your, the hoist. In the second vendor down there, the primary will be their pickup, which is, Eco materials.
What are you talking about?
So on the line, we only got two bids, I guess. huh?
We got two bids on delivery.
Yes,
Slot and the whole.
so this guy right here
Primary bill of
is gonna
hoist.
be, is La Hoist.
Alternate.
This is your primary pickup, and this is your alternate.
That's fly ash blend down there in the bottom.
Oh, this is,
We only got the hoist and
and
slot.
this one.
Yes.
Oh, sorry,
So your primary for lime,
is that,
all products is gonna be the hoist. Secondary is gonna be slot
which is here.
for delivery. And then the primary pickup will be for the hoist for lime products.
Over here,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
this column.
Correct.
There we go. Okay,
So that'll be my motion on the line. We need to separate them. Do you want to do it all at once or do you want to do separate products?
no,
What do we need to do?
however y'all wanna do
You
it.
probably need to split it apart.
What I figured.
Okay.
My motion is primary, the hoist, delivery.
Got it?
They spell L-A.
L.
Scroll down just a little bit.
Yeah, if you scroll down it.
L hoist. Carry.
I mean,
L hoist.
no,
Little ain't it?
can't give us smaller.
Primary bill of hoist.
Primary, the hoist for
I can't see.
delivery. Alternate for
I
delivery.
need, this is minimum size.
And we can work this out.
Construction.
Slot construction. Primary pickup will be the hoist.
That is for
Lime
only.
only, lime only, lime products, like powder, pelletizers and bags.
You get it?
Is it all on that tabulation?
Yes,
Then why don't we just say as presented? Or do you
That's
need-
because you already typed all that.
Well, because again,
circle or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just on here.
Okay,
Yeah.
however you want it, okay.
So that's my motion on lime.
So.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, now we're going to fly ash, right?
I don't know.
We're gonna go to slide, correct?
Kirkendall, did you say?
Yes,
I
you did.
did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On our fly ash, we have one delivered cost, delivered product. Now this is for all fly ash lime blend. We have one delivered bid, which will be our primary, and then we have one bid for pickup, which will be our primary pickup. So my motion is going to be to approve slot construction for primary vendor for lime, flash, blend products and eco materials for pickup lime, flash, blended materials. That's my motion.
That'd be my second. At least you finally got one, eh?
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. All right. Bill number 32, discuss and take action on award of solicitation C 2360-25-016 in and out County hauling. Mac,
Move for approval as presented.
I'll second that.
moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. All right, 33. Thank you, Michelle. 33, discuss and take action on procedure for reporting accidents when in county vehicles. So this is county policy. We had one person have a wreck. Nobody knows about it. We got contacted by the insurance people and we still can't get a hold of the person that had the wreck. They're not calling our office back, insurance or purchasing that deals with
Is
insurance.
this a county vehicle?
This is county patrol vehicle.
That 1740 escape?
That's who he hit.
Okay, all right.
I was curious about that.
Yeah, that throws me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the citizen was the one that reported the accident to TAC. It was not reported by the county employee at all.
Well, being that we dealing with an elected person, I don't know, when? I got a question. I do have a question. As far as reporting, he is an elected person that we're dealing with, so I mean, policy wise, if he doesn't obey policy, where we go?
It belongs to the county. So the elected official should be contacted to remedy the situation.
If he won't return the calls?
The elected official?
Yes,
All the elected officials.
correct. Insurance and purchasing has reached out.
Well, so you're not actually looking at changing policy?
No. We have a policy says you have to report it to the correct offices and have 24 hours to do a drug test. And we didn't even get a report and it's been, what, 2 weeks? On the 10th. So it's been 14 days.
I'll make a.
Thank you, Quentin.
We'll wait to hear back from Quentin on 33. We'll pass on that. 34, receive report on the status of ESD 1 activities.
Morning.
Morning.
Don't have a handout for you today. It's just a brief update. Last time I was here, you'll recall mostly give you preview of our plans on the new property that we purchased last year on Highway 19. And just we were developing those plans and had a committee working with our architect on, remember that phase 1 plan that would allow the duty crew under our interlocal agreement to begin operations. An opportunity came up that was too good for us to pass up. And so we suspended work on that temporary housing for the EMS duty crew. And there was a property almost across the street, almost across the highway and just a little bit closer to Riverside, became available for rent. That's perfect for the use of this duty crew to operate out of. It's the building that was owned or occupied by Huntsville Memorial Hospital for a period of time when they had a clinic in Riverside. It's set back off a little bit from the road and, you know, it has a big parking lot in the front. It's most recently been occupied by a daycare facility, but they have consolidated their operations into only one building, which is adjacent. So this property was available for only $2,100 a month. It has 4 bedrooms plus a large living area, a foyer, an office, and a kitchen. And so it is more than adequate to serve a duty crew, and the cost was significantly less than us trying to quickly build a facility that was going to be a transitional facility anyway.
Is it a privately owned facility?
Yes, it is. It's owned by the Talents. So we're the
Talents.
Talents.
Sausage.
Gotcha.
So they will be our landlord, and since we rented it, just within the last month, They've done some work in there, painting and drywall and taking out some of the things that they had installed to be appropriate for the daycare. And made it more usable for our purposes. We have done some electrical work through contractors to prepare for appliances because the building had never been operated with a full kitchen, so it didn't have a refrigerator and a stove and a fan, et cetera. So we've installed appliances and we've been working with Chief Parker on what the furnishings need to be, and she can address that in just a minute. That's where we're at right now. The furniture is, most of the furniture is in the unit. All of the kitchen supplies, we've got all the cookware and dishware and pots and pans and, everything they need to move in and occupy that facility. And that will save us a lot of time and money on building a transitional facility. So we pivoted our crew to focus on the long-term structure with Martinez Architects that will be on that facility. And we don't have to worry about doing this step in between, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars and not very palatable to the people in our district. So we're going to save a lot of taxpayer money. Whether or not we will put an EMS duty crew facility in the structure eventually is yet to be determined. This may end up being a long-term solution for us as long as it's acceptable to the Walker County EMS, but I think it will be. We won't use all 4 bedrooms because they won't have, we've installed a carport in the parking lot in the front. The electrical will be hooked up on Wednesday. Everything else is good to go as soon as we get the remaining furnishings that we need. So it could be occupied as soon as that happens. My understanding, and Chief Parker can address this, is that initially they won't have 24/7 there, but they'll start putting shifts there as people are available. But the intent is that eventually it'll be a 24/7 ambulance crew located at that location. And it's not just to serve that Riverside area, but to serve the whole county. So it's an additional EMS in the county. Really appreciative of that and happy to be able to do our part in providing this facility. Just on another note, as I reported last time, we're also working with Riverside Fire Department to start a duty crew there for a fire duty crew. That'll only be 12 hours, 7 days a week, but that's progressed. I think they've had their positions advertised, they're interviewing. I think they've made some hires. So I expect in April, we'll have both 24/7 emergency response out of that station, and we'll have 12/7 backup. Those fire duty crews will respond with those calls as well. So they'll be there to back up Walker County EMS. And I'm just really grateful for the action that you guys took last year to sign that in our local agreement so we can move forward on this. And I'm really excited that it looks within sight that in April we'll have this facility operational.
Yeah.
And Chief Parker, you want to talk about when EMS will be ready to go in?
Yeah, so we're waiting on some quotes for internet, to get internet out there. I've been kind of going back and forth with them. We do have to have internet out there. IT's working on a computer for us. It was one of our older computers. I'll have to provide that. We're working with the local furniture company to see if they can help us out with the bed frames, box frames, and like couch and recliner, but otherwise, all of the other furnishings we're able to get from SHSU. At no cost to anyone. So pretty much work to go once we have those few things in place. We had a hiring process last week, so hopefully we'll get some more new employees, in the next couple months. In a better spot for that station.
Sounds good.
So as I mentioned, so we do have a committee that was working on land development and the future headquarters for our ESD. And if you want to hear their report, we have a meeting tomorrow night. So I don't know what they're going to say, but they've been working on what the parameters will be and what they need in the building so that Martinez can begin on that. And then we have another committee that's working to document and articulate kind of a long-term strategic plan for the ESD. And hopefully that'll be our next report we'll bring to you maybe later this summer. Any questions?
Sounds like you're moving forward.
Great. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate your support. And we'll probably have a ribbon cutting or a grand opening of some kind with a bounce house and whatnot, at the station when it opens. So we'll let you know when that is and invite you to join us.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
35, discuss and take action on appointing Cheryl Jeffcoat to the Walker County ESD1 board. Who got off this time?
The lady, she got transferred to England. Kelsey hammock. I guess she's about a year and a half in. And her company asked her if she'd want to take an opportunity to leave our country for a couple of years, so she took it. So I don't blame her either. She was downtown London for a couple of years. So Cheryl, y'all probably recognize the last name. That's Judge Jeffco's wife. That we wanted somebody from the Dodge area. We have a lot of people from up in the Riverside area. She lives in the Dodge area. I think she'd be a good voice for us. So my motion is to approve Cheryl Jeffco to the ESD #1 board.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 36, discuss and take action to create a temporary part-time office administrator for Road and Bridge 4 in the amount of 12,500 for Road and Bridge funds.
That's exactly what it says. I've got, my office administrator is wanting to retire. And I don't want to be stuck with somebody brand new that doesn't know the system. So I want to create a temporary part-time office administrator. We base this on 6 months, 2 days a week, is where we come up with 12.5. I don't anticipate that, but I don't want to come back just in case. So my motion is going to be to approve creating this temporary part-time position for 12.5 out of Road and Bridge 4 funds.
The 12.5 is for a part-time with retirement. The temporary part-time, the 11 is without retirement.
That's that. So
You want a part-time.
I want part-time. So instead of 12.5, it needs to be 11.
17.
It'll be 12.5. If you did temporary. with no
You're talking about transition them into a full-time person. You want to go ahead and start the retirement.
I'm gonna move my current one over into the temporary part-time.
Oh,
And you're gonna hire somebody and they're gonna train them, basically.
And they're gonna
Okay,
train
yeah, I see. what you're
okay.
saying. So you really
Which
don't,
number I need to use there, Amy?
You want to give Kim,
You want the part-time.
yeah,
I want the part-time. All right, so I want the part-time office administrator, 12.5, excuse me, take temporary out of that.
okay. That's your motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
Thank you.
moved and second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 37, discuss and take action on authorizing the county to apply for rural and tribal assistance program online applications for single project grants. This is a quick, easy fill out grant. It's first come, first serve, so we're gonna try to jump on. It's up to 750,000 or something.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna we're talking about maybe looping in our sidewalk grant that we worked on, going after it and seeing, we have another grant we wrote with the city for that, but we're doubling down.
So you wanna take out that brick I broke my toe on?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I vote for it.
All right,
You make a motion,
that'll be
then
my
I'll vote.
motion.
I'll second.
Moved and second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 38, receive update on chapter 46 utilities of the Huntsville Municipal Code, Article 4, stormwater utility systems, Division 3 stormwater utility fees. So what that comes down to, the usage fee for a drainage tax on county property. Me and Commissioner White went to the city of Huntsville the other night. They sold this to the city of Huntsville that we would not be charged, the school would not be charged, and churches would not be charged. 6 months in, they reneged and they're implementing this fee onto the county, the churches, and the school. They can't tell us how much money they're gonna collect from this or how much we're gonna pay, but they went ahead and voted on it, so there's y'all's update. Commissioner White may have some choice
We need
words to
remember
add
that.
in.
Yeah.
I won't forget it.
Yeah.
No, I figure we need to really look at everything we do with them and maybe reevaluate our stuff since they're doing this. It might be time to just kind of go through our stuff and look at it.
They threw out 30,000 to 300,000. Nobody knew the correct amount. So,
And we only had one voting against it, by the way.
Yeah.
You can look on the record to see who the one was.
so, I know we put on, when we first started talking about this, contracts with the city, so I want to bring some stuff to court. It's open. So,
I mean, they didn't give us a number. We don't know what that number is.
Yeah,
We got a new,
It could be hundreds of thousands or.
they got a new city manager over there. So I think it'd be worth a visit back to them.
I have a meeting with him set up for Thursday.
Yeah, go back. I would go back to them and, the new city manager a little bit.
But the way we saw it is they're taxing the citizens of Huntsville once, they're taxing them again for the school and taxing them again for the county, and they're dumping all the water out in the county from the city.
Yeah.
So,
All their water comes to us anyway.
yeah.
And so I don't know if there's anything we could ever look at because our roads are starting to flood more too.
Yeah.
Downstream
Oh,
from
yeah.
the city, you
Yeah, all
know,
the
you
time.
take Robinson Creek and all the roads going out.
Yeah.
We
as
got
they
more
develop.
flooding than we've ever had.
Their retention is never enough.
Maybe Andy got some flooding stuff. How they dump onto us.
I'm just out of curiosity, you guys were at the hearing. How do they determine the square footage?
They didn't say.
They can't tell you.
They don't know.
We're hearing from people that hired an outside third party to come and survey their property, and then the city's telling them they got 3 times more than what the private person does.
So.
So like, I'm gonna use Able Ammo. They're saying they're gonna be charged $9,000, and their private guy says it should be about 3. For $9,000, if you use the code that they use, you need 174 acres worth of concrete to collect that. It's like 0.00128 something per on a cent per square foot.
It's based off the impervious coverage.
Yeah.
But how are they?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, we don't know if they're using CAD or some Google map. Who knows?
Yeah,
It'd be great if they would have told us that while they were voting and how much they could collect when they voted, but they voted for
details, you know, none whatsoever. They called it a usage fee.
They just said they weren't collecting enough. So
A lot of it's to go back with the sins of the previous people and not taking care of the drainage in the first place.
What about Sam Houston and TDCJ?
they're not charged.
They're not charged. That's definitely worth a visit with their new city.
Well, if they charge them, you know, the
Yeah, you
state
charge the
legislators
state.
can change it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions? It's on the last city council meeting. So.
Do we have, I'm aware of quite a few, contracts we have with the city. That you talked about looking at. I know we have a fire company, you know, they use our jail. I know several things that, there are. Do we have a comprehensive list of what all the contracts are?
We got most everything. We can't find one for municipal court.
Can't find one for municipal court.
Do they even?
I don't
pay
think
to
they
use
have
our
one.
court, or
No.
they just use it?
I think they contributed some money in the very beginning, didn't they?
The building.
To the
Yeah.
building.
Well, I've known we've gotten some public records requests from the city for the contract, and we can't find it. And so I'm saying I'm thinking since they're asking us, they ain't got it either.
Yeah.
You'd have to go back to when it was built, when the Justice Center was built.
So can you send us all the contracts that you have?
Alec,
Ally? Can you send us those?
You know, they did make us buy our own land back,
Oh, yeah, I remember that too.
you
Yeah.
know.
but we get that free water at the jail.
Yeah, county clerk may be the best place. They're the place of record. So what Ally has, there may be more in county clerk.
Can you see what you've got, please?
Anybody got anything we can't think of? Send us something back so we can dig around.
Be any contracts with the city of Huntsville?
Yep.
Yeah, and on, definitely back, can't remember the year, early 80s, whenever that building was built.
Which one?
No, that's
The sheriff's building where the.
Yeah, that would have been
early 2000s.
90s,
late
late
90s.
90s.
Yeah,
Late 90s,
because
early
my
2000s.
recollection.
Yeah, I was constable in there. And then that happened after I left.
On the cost of the building.
So 98.
To pay
Yeah, somewhere around there.
percentage of the operating cost based on the floor space, whatever, something along those lines. Whether it was ever written or not, but
Okay,
that
I'll
was
look
the
see what
gist of
Yeah,
it.
I heard some numbers and I don't want to repeat in court. I'll play it up.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was just a verbal agreement or what.
Yeah.
If it was filed in my office.
All right. We'll look into that.
We do have.
Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I don't have.
No, I still heartburn about buying our own land back from the city. So, yeah, Danny remembers it.
Man, we'll move on. We'll go into planning development, number 39, discuss and take action on Darren Preisher request for variance to floodplain management regulations of Walker County for lot 1, block 1, section 8 of Riverside Lakeland.
So the court, Mr. Frazier, your witnesses, And I believe.
I'm on Zoom
So-
as well. Apologize.
Wade, you got anything from media?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Andy, who was on Zoom?
I think it's Adam. Is that Adam online?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself for the board, please.
Good morning, Commissioner. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I work with Lyle Engineering. I've been helping Mr. Frazier kind of navigate this process. And do you want me to kind of give a recap of what led us here?
Sure. Go right ahead. Adam.
So we came before Commissioner's Court a few months ago. Mr. Frazier's property is located in Commissioner Doggett's precinct over off of Point Loop. Basically, we needed a variance request to construct the property per the deed restrictions of the subdivision. The new flood information that FEMA published is pretty out of whack and was requiring him to build several feet above neighboring properties, which never flooded. So we met with the TWDB and Region 6 to present some alternative modeling data that we felt like was more representative of the actual flood conditions. At the request of the commissioners at the original presentation on this matter. And basically we received no negative feedback. I felt like it was a pretty positive response. They were on board with our alternative approach. They recognized that the BLE data that they had prescribed for Andy to use in these cases had instances where they do believe that it was inaccurate. They agreed that there is the possibility for there to be better available data. And from everything that we described, there was no disagreement on the approach that we were planning or the fact that the data we were presenting could be better available data. So we repackaged and resubmitted it to Andy for the floodplain review with an updated permit based on this alternate data set. And that's led us back to this point.
The review of that data was done by GLS and Torres. You have that in front of you. It's the middle, so it's at the top of the page. It's Torres and Associates. It was through GLS. To give you a little bit farther back on this, the court probably remembers this, but when the BLE data was pushed out, the court adopted the use of elevations in the BLE data for areas in the zone A, not the limits of the BLE data, but where the zone A limits showed people in the flood zone, elevation determinations were going to be done off the BLE unless and until better data could be provided. So their presentation was that they had a better data set. It was a study that I think was funded, and Adam, was funded in part by FEMA, if I remember right.
Yes, so there was two other data sets. One was funded by FEMA, USGS, so it was their own data kind of contradicting. The other was used by Crockett County, where they used the BLE data to support a grant application, and they modeled all the way from Crockett down to Lake Livingston, which with what I would say is a much better, more robust and comprehensive set of data than what FEMA's put out with BLE.
So I believe we have somebody online from Torres, because I can see him right there. Evan?
Yes, good morning.
So Evan, can you kind of summarize what your findings were on the review of the submitted data?
Yes, so we did go through and review the report and the model that was provided. It's a very comprehensive analysis. They went through and did calibration to several historical storm events. The calibration appeared within normal engineering practices. And it appeared to cover the area where the property is located. So we do believe that it's a pretty robust analysis.
So you have their review letter, essentially the objection to it being better available data. That's what's being presented. This is urology hydrologist
type stuff. The reason it's before the commissioner's court is because FEMA requires the BLE to be used. The guidance document for them adopted the BLE. The difference is fairly substantial. You can see what they were estimating using the BLE data was order of almost 6 feet above proposed here.
Right.
They're looking at a 143 elevation under this. We would forward a copy of this to FEMA, and then we would request it back if FEMA believed that, this wasn't best available. But again, FEMA was on that conference call. There was no formal review at that point, but they were there on the conference call. They were talking to them about the proposal. So they were aware of it through the tracks.
Yep.
So it comes down to court's decision on the variance.
Oh, I'm absolutely have no opposition whatsoever. We felt from jump that 149.1 was absolutely ridiculous. That we have houses 15 feet, 16 feet in the air. Water has been 18 inches deep at record flood. So the number he's looking for was 143. Is that what I remember here?
They had originally proposed 142, but after the review in the associated letter,
It's 143.
143 is what's in there.
Yeah. I'll just make the motion to approve the variance, allowing an elevation of 143 finished floor.
Second. Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Sorry it took so long. I
Thank
know
you
you've
for-
been doing a lot with this, but kind of out of our control.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You bet.
Looking forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing.
Number 40, discuss and take action. Discuss and take action on Legacy Grand Ranch LLC request for variance to portions of sections B 4.4, B 4.5, B 4.6, table 4.1, B 4.9 of the proposed Legacy Grand Ranch subdivision, Theodore Bennett League, A 68, Nickel L. Garrett Survey, A 219 Elizabeth Ridgeway Survey, A 472.
Stephanie, you have one?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. So, kind of go over this, the submittal was reviewed, we have comments, you guys all have a copy of the comments letter, I believe, looks like that. Wow.
There's so much stuff.
I don't think we got it.
I don't remember.
And I.
You can read it too.
Yeah, so, okay, so, we were trying to get this on the agenda quick, and so, I agree with the essence of it. They reviewed the TIA variance request, offered no objection to the county allowing a single TIA approval before plan and plat submittal with the following. So number one, the variance references the subdivision policy dated 2023. That policy was updated most recently in November of 2024. But don't think that there was any change to the table in all sections that were referenced. So as a note, grant the variance of 2024 policy. The plat needs to include a note that restricts further subdivision lots and reserves. They offer that, if they're not going to further subdivide them, be appropriate to include a note. Plat. All lots and reserves, they state 714 residential lots. There will be some reserve lots. So the comment is essentially that the reserve lots not create traffic load. A reserve, if that reserve is not active, traffic counts. I don't think objection on that because the reserves are for detention and drainage type things.
Yeah.
The timeline related to the expiration of variance, they request that it begin with the application. Administratively, it's much better if it begins today, even if we extend the period of time that the application that the variance extends. So from an administrative standpoint, having a hard start date versus a soft start date is much better. So,
What length of time are they asking for on this variance? I just don't remember. I read
That's our
it.
2-year section. Yeah, so,
8-year project.
2 years shall start on the submittal of section 1. So my preference, given that I don't know when the submittal of section 1 will occur, and the court has really no control over when that would occur, is that it be from today to some future date. I don't care if that's 2-3 years in the future or 2.5 years. And we could get some input from the developers. They're here today on that.
Well, while you're talking about that, Andy, so I guess, Jacob, you represent them?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, y'all looking to start pretty soon, I would
Yes, so we're looking to start soon. So the 2 years from, originally when we talked, take a slide from the. Thank y'all. Yeah, so when I talked to Andy originally, we talked about doing it with section 1, then he said, let's go back to the variance. That was after we already, so we're fine with, we're planning on starting right away. So as long as we do get an extension for the, obviously, that's not like the rest of them. We just need a little bit of time after the start date. And Andy was agreeing with that other thing.
Well, what I was getting at was it just, I figured y'all were starting pretty quick and that's just great. The reason I asked you is because, obviously if this goes through, then, I wouldn't want the 2 years start.
Yeah, no, we won't be 2 years.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why we just, me and Andy talked about 2 years. I mean, in case something crazy happens, but I mean, after the 2 years of variance school, but we plan on.
But you'll be in construction then. So.
Yes, we should be in construction. We're planning on submitting very soon. It's kind of the chicken and the egg deal. We've got to get a TIA overall plan of the subdivision. So we know we don't want to build the main road in one classification. Then they say, well, we don't like that TIA. That road needed to be this big or it could have been smaller. So we're getting the overall plan laid out now. This is a mechanism that we came up to get to that overall plan, and then we can start designing.
So if we did from today's date, 2 years, 6 months, or
from today's date.
3 years.
3 years.
3.
Okay, so.
Sorry, what other contingencies?
Yeah, the fifth one, this is probably the more complicated of the comments and contingencies. The application for each section shall include a memorandum summarizing, because their application is essentially that there's other factors that may impact ultimate lot layout, drainage, when they do their drainage studies, when they do all of the final layout of lots, traffic analysis, all that. There may be impacts to those layouts, and those may affect trips. They don't want to have to reclassify roads and come back for approval because this variance doesn't hold. So they ask for a lot of leeways. That's in the variance that you guys have already looked at. The recommendation is that the application for each section would include a memorandum summarizing the proposed section development, trip distribution, any changes to the trip distribution. So if those trips are distributed differently because of the design of the actual section, when they do the engineering and actually submit it, that if those trips now are distributed differently, that a road classification change it, and an exhibit with an updated vehicle trip count, which roadways, not necessarily a TIA done, but a sort of addendum that addresses those issues. The court allows it to be developed full bore for the entire project that at least ties back to the current standards. So if those trips shift above one of those thresholds, that they would improve that road to whatever the standards are in place now.
Right, and just so the court knows, I've done a subdivision with every other 2 commissioners. I brought Bill in to be my secondary on this one, and Bill and I met with the group, and there was one road that was close, and you are going to upgrade that road to the next level, so that and close. It was like
I said, we can't guarantee that today because we need to see what the TIA, it may upgrade anyway once they get the comments back on the TIA. But yes, anything is like, yes, we're going to do whatever we need to do to make it.
This is all, we don't have the TIA. I mean, to be clear, you guys have that.
The TIA's got to be reviewed.
Sure.
So, and and what that basically that comment, we've already laid out the preliminary drainage and stuff. So we don't anticipate any major changes, but what Stephanie and saying, I understand that there's a major change that pushes 90% of the traffic out of a different route, which I very highly doubt. I can't see that happening. And our team has already looked at it and they can't see how it would go that way, that we would have to change the road up. move up.
So
So
if-
we're not anticipating.
Yeah, so if in those addendum analysis, they identify, hey, this is gonna change this road classification, then at that point, we might need a TIA update, right? But without that, we wouldn't necessarily move forward. Have I captured that properly, Stephanie?
Yes, sir, you
And this
did.
is- Okay. As far as I've got a couple of other, these are more administrative comments. One is they have in their request a not to exceed fee. I would recommend a flat fee, if the court's going to adopt a fee outside the fee schedule for this, which if you're going to charge a fee, you know, have to be outside the fee schedule. So what we're going to do unless we make it part of the engineering review. So then may burn some of their reviews up front, which is the reason that they're asking to do it separately. That be sort of a flat fee from an administrative standpoint, whatever that fee is. A not to exceed order to me makes it very difficult to charge a fee. I need to know what to charge. So whatever that be, that's something you guys could discuss today, but whatever that be, it was be a flat fee. And then if we have to review it more than 3 times as per our regular policy, then at that point, we would come back to court and court could set additional fees. So whatever that flat fee would cover up to 3 reviews of the TIA. And the second, that the TIA would be submitted as part of the Section 1 application. That way we have a file to put it in, because we don't have files for TIAs. So we could log it in with the subdivision plat application. All that we would require minimally, the actual application, the fee for the review of the TIA, and a copy of the TIA. And we could start review of it. We wouldn't have to have the whole plat or the plans to do that. So from an administrative standpoint, my preference is to be allowed to be submitted accompanied by an application form, submittal fee, and it will not count against the reviews allowed under the application. No additional review will be completed until the applicable subdivision planning fee is paid. So outside of the TIA. So that would be my last contingency or.
So do we need to figure out the fee today?
Yes, I think you should figure out the fee today. They want to be able to move forward. It's gonna have to be figured out before they can turn it in. So if you don't do it today, you have to come back and do that part.
I'll elaborate a little bit on the fee. Since I met with Andy, we've had several phone conversations trying to come up with a fee structure. We want to pay whatever the county's cost is, administrative and all. So whatever that is. Like he said, he don't want to do a not to exceed like we talked about. We're good. We talked about Andy ran some numbers. I ran some numbers on about what it would be. We actually had Jerry McCoy's here. He threw an engineer's estimate together, high engineer's estimate.
And we have a basis for the fee. I think it was included in there.
Yeah, it is in there.
6,500, I think it was. Right?
I never looked, but I know it's in there.
Usually it's about a third of the TIA. The TIA, it cost us around 13,000, but we're for half. So, because to give some leeway and some other, we want to make sure the county's, bases are covered. So it's open, kind of what do y'all want to do? We think that that's way more than enough. Andy kind of thinks it's not bad either.
I
So,
don't have any objection.
but I mean, it probably gonna cost about 3,500, but we want to make sure that we're covering costs and whatever we need to do in this deal.
I don't really have a crystal ball.
Yeah, I don't either. So if it ain't a not to exceed, I really don't know what else to do other than.
So are you, Jacob, is this for each section though, I guess? I mean, so
This will cover the entire.
project.
Yeah, so it's the traffic impact analysis will show us, how many trips per day go out each way. So when we start on one end, we know what to design to, plus it'll show,
Shows how traffic moves through the subdivision, so they're not classifying each street and subdivision.
Well, I know, so that was my question. It covers the whole project.
What they're asking for is to be able to do it up front, lock in their road classifications based on that TIA, and then be able to build those roads to the standards that are currently specified.
Yeah.
If the court adopts new standards, as long as they work within their timeline parameters, if the court were to adopt new standards, they could continue on with the standards that were in place when the TIA was submitted.
we've learned a little bit through the years over some of this. So some of this is kind of, so we're not up here, hey, we want to do section 2, but now something X, Y, Z.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. We want to be up front, even, obviously, fire department related. So it's like all the entrances are, exits are right and they're set right separation and it's going to be laid out. There's really not when we get the new subdivision regulations, there's not a vehicle for a master plan approval. There's no longer a vehicle to do that. So this is kind of what we're gonna come up with. So we have an overall plan of the subdivision so we can move forward with it.
All right, Brandon. Figure it out.
I'm working on it.
Oh, I think the only thing that I didn't hear in there is we're gonna start the variance begins today. And then it's gonna, expire in 3 years
If we hadn't got started.
if we hadn't got started, right?
So
Right,
what I've
correct.
got is the proposed legacy grade rent subdivision with a timeline from today's date for 3 years. And recommended a flat fee, not to exceed value for the first 3 reviews. Additional reviews will have an additional fee as set by Commissioners Court. The TIA will be submitted as part of the section 1 subdivision application for administrative purposes, but will be allowed to be submitted accompanied by only an application form and submittal fee and will not count against the 3 reviews allowed under the application. No additional review will be completed until the applicable subdivision plating fee.
Okay, go back to the fee deal. We need to plug a number in there. If everybody comfortable with $6,500,
I'm fine.
we need to plug that number into the motion.
Okay,
Not to exceed 65.
not to exceed.
No.
No.
It's just a flat fee.
Just a
flat
flat
fee.
fee.
Flat fee.
65. Take it, not to exceed out, flat fee, $6,500.
Working.
As far as the timeline goes, formally what we do, know that it will turn out, get started. So having when they've met the timeline, typically it's filing of the plat, signifies meeting the timeline. So that would coincide with when we get started, because if they develop like they have been developing, they'll file the plat, get the bond, and then they'll start construction. So it would kind of represent start of construction as well.
Yes, that is my motion.
I'll second that
I
motion.
have one question.
You'd like to also include, excuse me.
I didn't hear you make
Too
it
long.
too long. It was a speech.
Stephanie said something, right?
Stephanie, what did you say?
I just wanted to see if you wanted to include the contingencies listed in the Blau letter as part of the motion.
Yes,
Yeah, we got those over there.
you have that.
I will add it at the
Contingencies in
end.
the bond
Yeah, I'm
letter.
still typing it.
So Andy, is it's gonna be based on the exhibit C.1 that we submitted, or is it only based on what she has
It's
typed
based
out?
on that, modified by that.
Okay.
And on the first letter, we just printed off the subdivision regulations off the online. So sorry, there wasn't the right date on them or whatever, but we hadn't updated online yet. So
We may
I'm
have
sorry.
the wrong one posted.
So that's on us. We went online and got it.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thoughts? I got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
You ready, Karen?
Yes, sir.
41, discuss and take action on a request for road naming of Governor's Ranch Subdivision Property Owners Association by Kavanaugh Consulting LLC.
Might be, no. You guys have a request, we have a request for naming the street. Getting this one off in front. Take action on request for street road names. We have a request to rename street. Government branch. You guys have a outline, I believe, Mr. Parkinson. Would you like to speak to the board?
I'm happy to, as needed. Morning, Judge, Commissioner.
Good morning.
So before I can issue addresses, I have to have. Issue a plan. Although, two options to issue addresses, I can issue them off an existing main road. Right, And sometimes what I'll spend addressing is with other multiple things on existing, or the roads have to be named. That typically takes place during the time. We do a preliminary review of the road next to it. Like contradict existing roads.
Sure.
So the names that you have proposed.
Us and dispatch.
Okay. What's that on? So the names proposed, they don't conflict. We review them for conflict. That's not, the other thing I think of note is one of the requested names kind of coincides with an existing named road that cuts across the property, which is Brimberry Cemetery. I think Commissioner Kirkendall is probably the most familiar with that. This is what's before court. I'm outside the normal process because normally this happens in the process. They're requesting subdivision.
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
I'm David Parkerson. I'm a licensed engineer. I'm representing the owner of the tract as well as various owners of the tracks. They could not be here at short notice.
So basically, this thing falls in the same thing as in Commissioner Dovich. We get wind, we want to subdivide 10-acre tracts, 10-acre plus tracts. We don't need a plat, don't need to follow subdivision regulations. Don't need to follow any of this stuff. This project started 2 years ago, probably 3. And it was off to a pretty good start, I thought. Me and David had a pretty good conversation about good development. It has drastically went hell in a handbasket.
I don't characterize it that way, but
I would. I don't know where to start with this, but I can tell you, I'm not in favor of this at all. What they've done is they've cut out 10-acre tracts, surveyed out the so-called road that encompassed my
It took in Brimberry, didn't it?
Took in half a mile of Brimberry access road. Actually, it's a mile of it goes through the piece of property. They have gutted and destroyed about a half a mile of it. Am I exaggerating any?
I wouldn't characterize it that way either.
Yeah, I would. Used to, it was an all-weather road that you could get up and down pretty well 365 days out of a year. Now you need a 4-wheel drive truck to even attempt it when it rains. We took out a low water crossing, put in some box culverts that were supposedly engineered. It went dead in the water, so now I've got a mess. I've been out there a couple of times to do some water damage control just to keep the road somewhat passable.
How do you get to Brimberry now?
You still go down the same old road.
Do you?
Yeah. But what they've done is cut out a track that says these are the roads. That's I mean, the damage to what they're calling a road is horrible. I mean, devastating. So that poses a whole lot more of a problem. I'm assuming their first attempt at this is to get addresses. You know, I can't address something that's, for one, you can't get well, maybe after this goes through, you can't get a building permit on, you can't get OSSF on. So my question to you is, what do you need an address?
The address request is for subsequent applications for septic well permits and electric service for each lot. It's a rural subdivision that's been subdivided, as Mr. Kirkendall mentioned, by meets and bounds. Has 10-acre plus lots, every one of them. So the position of the owner and their attorneys is that the property has vested rights for 911 addresses and permits under the Texas State Statute Local Government Code 232.0015F. And so with the addresses, the intention is, of course, to get started again with the roadway completion and to request permits for septic and well operating electric and so forth to go forward. The status of the project, the electric's already been up the highway to the entry of the project and started into the project with Mid-South. That's ready to continue. Obviously, roadways and drainage construction is ready to continue issues 911 addresses. They can't start without having some forward momentum.
What kind of construction are we talking about there?
Um,
Because at our last meeting, however long ago, it's been probably dang near a year ago again, you know, a lot of the drainage needs to be redone. It dang sure needs to be redone now. You've got culverts that are silted completely in.
Absolutely.
You know?
Culverts all have to be readdressed. That flood that occurred last year, that we're all aware of, that almost killed me and a few other people in the county. I'm sure the roadways were, I was driving it at night when it was being flooded at the time. It was bad. I got to see it firsthand. This community really got hit hard. It was a real shame. This project obviously got hit as well. And it needs cleanup. It needs to be, culverts have to be repaired, replaced, and some replaced and some just repaired. And the road that was dedicated was to the width of the plat that was requested and approved. So the width, you know, is per that plat application. So it's time to get back to cleaning up the roads and construction of drainage.
Well, everything you've done is expired too. I mean, all your permits are expired, everything's expired. So where are y'all going? I mean, you gonna try to cut these things up in 10-acre tracts and push the roads off as they are?
They are subdivided. Yeah. They are currently 10+ acre lots conveyed.
Have they sold them yet?
Yes. Conveyed. Just two owners.
Yeah, two
owners.
owners.
In this case, three owners, yeah. Correct.
It's a shell game, basically.
Yeah, well, I'm with you 100% on it. I don't, honestly, how we can give them an address. I don't see the benefit of an address. Because there's two kind of things I'm looking at. First, I looked at 251.013, and I'm just going to read that. I'm going to start with B.
Oh, you want to do O1?
Yeah, I would like to read a little bit here and talk a little bit for a second, if I could, and go from there. So
I can. I can give them a copy.
Thanks, Tim.
I'm doing. I bet I can hang them memory.
Mhm. Is he going to talk to? No, he ain't talking. Okay, well, I'm cool with that. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got it. Okay.
You ain't got to read it.
Okay, so 251.013 has an A and a B. So I'm going to start with B. Commissioners Court of a county by order may adopt a name for a public road located wholly or partly in an unincorporated area of the county and may assign address numbers to property located in an unincorporated area of the county for which there is no established address system. All right, so we have an established address system. We have a 911 policy here. So B is not applicable to this right here at all.
It says may assign too.
May, right.
That's the
So
key
then
word.
you go back up to A, and it says the Commissioners Court of Account of a county may, by order, or order may adopt uniform standards for naming public roads, which we have done that. We have our subdivision regulations, located wholly or partly in unincorporated areas of the county, and for assigning address numbers to property located in unincorporated areas of the county. If it ended there, he's in good shape. The last sentence, the standards apply to any new public road that is established. So we establish our roads being public when we accept it as a road, whether it's private road being maintained by the property owner or a county road.
But it's public.
So it's public. So these roads, there's no roads that exist out there. So we can't assign a road address to a road that doesn't exist.
Private roads, but
Yeah.
The point of fact, there is an existing road on the map that's Burnberry.
Burnberry Cemetery.
Yeah.
That one can have
It's
addresses.
in this.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's laid over the top of this.
Yeah.
Of this private, so-called private road.
Yeah. So
we
that's,
need to learn from that and not have that happen no more.
Yeah.
so that's, I mean, that's just where I'm at with this, is that we have no, and I'm not even 100% sure. Well, I am 100% sure. I feel strongly that the 232.15F that you quoted, and I gave you a brand new fancy copy. It's all typed up. We retyped this and made a nice copy of it, and he didn't give you that one. Anyway, 232.15F starts off nice. County may not require the owner of attractive land outside the city limits outside limits of the municipality to divide the tract into two or more parts, to have a plat of the subdivision prepared if all the lots of the subdivision are more than 10 acres in area. If it stopped there, that would be fine, but it doesn't. It's got a number 2. The owner does not lay out a part of the tract described by section 232.001. If you go up to 001, does he set out streets, alleys, squares, parks? Well, he's setting out streets, public streets.
Right.
Whether they're privately maintained or not, they're still public roads.
Private street.
So he's
Well,
putting,
not one of them.
yeah, not one of them. So it's out there. So, I don't like that either.
Make it a public road.
So as far as I'm concerned, this is a huge no for me. If you'll make the motion to deny it, I'll second it.
To remind the court, the item that run out is about renaming the roads. Our policy says that you guys have to name a road. I can't issue an address off a road unless it's named.
Right. Yeah.
We ain't got a name of it, it ain't a road.
Now, I don't have any troubles with, if we can, reserving the names of the roads, putting them in a little box and say, don't give these roads out to anybody else for a couple of years while he figures out what's going on.
Well,
But,
I wouldn't even do that at this point.
You
Nope.
got a motion?
You make a motion then.
well, there again too, David, when we first met the first time, I told you what I expected. And I had high hopes for that subdivision.
Mhm.
It has been a great disappointment. And I'm not, I will not stand by and let this kind of development go on in my precinct or the rest of the county. So with that being said, I'm gonna make a motion to deny the request for the street cleaning Governor's Ranch subdivision property owners association.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries, motion denied. 42, discuss and take action on request for addresses for Boundless Land Texas LLC, the Residence Texas LLC, and the Land Vision Partners Texas LLC, then the proposed Governor's Ranch subdivision precinct 1.
There again too, I'm gonna deny number 42.
I'll second that.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
So those address requests, they're made on the roads that you just did name, so there's no way for me to process those. I have a request that came off an existing road.
Yeah. All right, I got a motion and a second to deny number 42. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Yep.
Motion carries. 43, discuss take action permit request for tract subdivided out of the original Atlas Land Partners LLC, 1,434.395 acre tract under instrument number 81091.
There again too, I'll make a motion on number 43 to deny.
I'll second that.
Moving second to deny number 43. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Right.
44, discuss and take action on fee determination for proposed Piney Woods Solar Project Precinct 1 and 2. 24.
What are y'all doing over there?
We're good.
Are you good?
You gotta worry about it. We'll be there when the chip fall.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Tucker Delhey. I'm an associate with Desiree, developer of the Piney Woods Solar Project. I'm here today with Paul Young and also Brad Lumen from our engineering and procurement contractor.
Did you get all that, Kerry? Say those names a little slower for her.
I'm Tucker Delhey, Associates, DELEHEY. This is Annie Young,
AUNG.
AUNG, and this is Brad Lumen.
LUH, I mean.
The Piney Woods Solar Project is a proposed solar project. We plan to start construction on it this September. And as part of this process, we've talked with Andy's office about applying for a permit. It's our understanding at this point, we have different options for it. You could use several single parcel development permit applications, which come with a construction of $5,000 per parcel. At this time, we have interesting parcels. So it's $5,000 for one multi-parcel permit application, which has a development permit fee of $100 plus 5 cents per square foot of development and 1.5 cents per square foot of paving or parking area. Due to the unique nature of the project, we're in front of you today because we would like to confirm how this calculation fee methodology would apply to our project. So we want to make sure we cover all costs associated with the application and reduce the administrative burden. So essentially what we've proposed here is that we would include under development the width of the medium voltage cabling, ground disturbance from all pilings, substation area, junction boxes area, inverter skids and pads, all erosion basins, both temporary and permanent, in the area of the laydown yards. In addition, in pavement and parking, we would include all the roads and construction parking for the project. I would like to note, not included in this calculation is the area of the panels. It seems that the fee applies to more normal construction such as buildings. The panels themselves, bit unique. They will sit on racking, which will sit on pilings that are driven directly into the ground. These pilings will have very little ground disturbance, and most of the ground under the panels won't be disturbed whatsoever. In addition, the ground coverage area is kind of hard to determine. It changes throughout the day. Panels will sit on rack that tracks the sun to maximize the efficiency. So for that reason, we don't feel like this the panels area should be included in the fee structure. Based on our most recent design, which we are improving on as we speak, but the fee structure that we proposed would come out to about $73,000, which is more than if we did 11 separate applications, and would significantly reduce the administrative burden.
So, in layman's terms, this is the panel, permitting is on, for the panels is on where it touches the ground. Whereas traditionally, we've never done a solar farm before, but traditionally, like, let's just say it's a pole barn, the square footage would have been the over the top. They're proposing, basically, you've included everything other than the panels themselves.
That's correct.
Do you all have this proposal document?
We do.
Yes, ma'am, it's in our back.
So have you gone over this with them, Andy? Have you gone over this number with them?
We haven't verified the number because there's not an official submittal with plans yet. So we haven't verified the number. They're trying to determine, I can't review it without the fee and the submittal. And there's a discussion about how the court would want to apply to a unique project like this. That's why it's before Commissioner's Court. For the court to look at it and go, on this type of project with the parameters of this project, we would be willing to accept that fee in lieu of having them either submit the fee that included everything, including the panels, which I think would be much higher.
Yeah.
Or dropping it back to 11 separate permit submittals, because we still have built into our fee structure separate permit, a maximum fee per property. So they're going to actually be paying more this way, but it'll be for them and for us, honestly, administratively simpler to do it as a single permit.
So just a question, Dogs, I'm trying to get it right in my brain. If a farmer goes out and builds a pole barn and the poles that it's sitting on, do we tax the pole versus the structure?
The fees based on the roof,
And that's what we base the fee off of, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you're wanting to come in here and set a pole and then put something on top of it, but only pay for the pole.
That's correct. And all the roads and everything else associated with construction.
And so that's where I've got some questions too. This is kind of, I didn't even know till the other day when we had our meeting that y'all were gonna be here.
So on the flip side of that, I will remind the court that under our current fee structure, the court implemented a maximum per property fee.
Yeah.
If they submit this as 11 projects, even though, like, to your point, you're correct, then it would be submitted at a property count times the 5, because they would all max at 5.
Yeah.
And that's the fee that the county would receive.
Well, this is my personal opinion. I don't want to set on something today. I don't have enough information, I guess is what I'm getting. I'd like to be able to sit down with Andy and visit about this and maybe enlighten myself on it for one, so I wouldn't commit to anything today. But that's just my opinion.
And I'm gonna be the same way because I need to sit down. This is the first I seen this was last night about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I haven't had time to really get to where y'all got to.
I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm.
But if I vote today, it's gonna be what you don't want.
Yeah.
So for the court's information, just general information, if an application is submitted, we always allow the applicant to submit their square footage and so on and so forth and calculate the fee. Then once we receive the application, can review it against what's actually being applied for And if we see square footages that are out of line with what they're submitting, then we can go back and say, hey, we have a problem, right? We do that regularly, but we can't do that. I have no.
So how
no
close are
ability
y'all
to do
to
that.
little?
We would like to submit probably in the next month or so.
Okay.
We plan to start construction in September. But before then.
I think the center of their request is that the actual panel itself
Is irrelevant.
would be exempt and everything else would be included. If those calculations end up being wrong, they would have to correct the fee for whatever the proper calculations.
Well, like I said, I would like to have some time to sit down with Andy's office and do some research. But
Yeah, can you just bring it back next court, Andy?
So the
and that give us time.
Yeah, give us time to look at it and whether y'all won't have to be here if you don't want to. You
Yeah.
know, Zoom in or whatever y'all want to do, but
I can certainly bring it back on the 7th.
yeah, just,
I mean,
What your timeline looks like, but I can bring it.
St. Helens.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'd like to, what do y'all do in other places that you're at, other counties, other states, other cities? Or there's some fees based on, where's that?
It varies county to county widely.
I can agree that is true.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of
does their own thing.
Very rarely do we see, if we were to take into account the area of the panels, the value of the permit, I've never seen permit cost even a quarter of that. You gotta realize we're talking about 10 million square feet here. Plus.
And that's kind of what I'm wondering, if another county, it may be something we have to do. I doubt this is the only one we'll ever see. If we have.
Oh, no, there's plenty of them around.
Yeah, if there's another fee structure we need to put in place for something like solar panels, if it's, like you say, if it's 25% of the square footage of the panels versus adding the diameters of the poles.
We may see more of them. I've been here, like I said, 25 years. This is the first one that,
right.
This is the reason it's before you guys, because it is odd.
Yeah.
It is different than what we've seen before. It's not a structure per se.
Right.
It is an improvement, right? And we only have two categories in our fee structure. It's either structure or not structure, right? I mean, it's either pavement or not pavement.
Well, then we
It's not
want
pavement.
fire.
I know that it's not pavement. I'm not savvy, but we only have two fee structures in there. And so then determining the square footage of the non-pavement section on this particular unique type of project we have not done before. That's the reason it's before court. I want to make sure the fee that the court intends to be charged is charged.
Right. Yeah, I'm good for 2 weeks. That's fine. But I would like to see some kind of other reference, is it a nickel or is it $100? All over the place is kind of at least give some place we could look at how they got to that number, maybe, rather than let's just make up something.
And again, I think this has been driven home, but for the clarity of the court, if they chose administratively to break their application, submit 11 separate applications based on the property boundaries, then those based on the court's existing order for would be capped at $5,000 per permit.
so they'd be cheaper to do it that way, but administratively it costs you more money.
Going to cost them more money and it's a little more complicated. The rest we have to get through 11 permits.
Well,
like I said, I'm not saying this is a bad number.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
need to do my homework.
It's
But
okay. The 7th, I can bring it.
bring it back next court and
It gives us time to.
Y'all okay with bringing it back on stage?
And like I said, I wouldn't think they would need to come all the way.
Yeah,
Unless y'all are just floats. I mean, where y'all from?
I'm out of,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
you where?
I mean,
Where?
I'm out of Denver.
Denver. Oh. I feel for you.
All right, we're gonna pass on 44.
thank y'all for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, we got department reviews for EMS. Or not?
I think
Executive, not? Executive? We're gonna go into executive session under 551.074.
Thank you. Taking that one.
Okay.
All right, we're back at 11:30 from executive session on EMS. No actions taken. Public comments. Questions from media. Anything from Commissioners Court?
I told most of them, but I have a heart.
What?
The doctor said I had a heart.
I had heard today we were gonna have some sort of a
I do.
protest on the courthouse lawn
I got a heart.
from Texas people or something like that,
Who?
from the Texas bunch.
Y'all have, the parade float to be on Thursday?
We got a parade
Details?
Thursday?
Thursday.
Yes.
Was it?
The fair parade.
Okay.
Lineups at 5.
Trying to
Thirty?
think.
I don't have anything.
We'll get Ally to email everybody
Yeah, we know anything about it.
when we get some information.
You didn't get it though, did you?
Oh, Candy's gone.
All right.
We got to buy more.
Anything